Yeah, to the yeah. You know who it is. Back with another one. Back again. And you know who it is. It's Jerry. And Jerry is at the movies. Comment, like, subscribe, share. Do what you have to do to check out my content. And this is brought to you in part by Grubby Bear Beats. You know my beats be popping on these channels, and you know how I gets down. And this is a special episode. Happy Halloween month, everyone. It's Halloween, and you know how we do with the Halloween film. So what are we doing today? The greatest, scariest films of all time. I wouldn't say Halloween films, but people normally watch these films during this month, during the Halloween season. I'm definitely going to get into them tonight. I'm going to start watching a couple of them. You know what I'm saying? Just in the spirit of Halloween. You know what I'm saying? Like, back in the days, I wasn't really a big major Halloween, buff like that. I wasn't really a major, but as I get older, I'm really appreciating them and enjoying them. And the fact that I'm older and I can tolerate my nervous system can hack them now. I couldn't hack them then, because back in those days, they didn't care about your feelings. You know what I mean? Like nowadays, yeah, they can get down and they can get crazy, but they were not playing in my day. So, the top 10 greatest look in my estimate. I know everybody got a list. I know everybody got different. You might have what I got on my list, you might have on yours, but it might be in a different. I might have number 1, you might put 5. What I have number 3, you might put 7. So, like Stephen A said, the list is fluid. And it took me a while. It took me a couple of weeks, man. I was, talking to co-workers. We had disputes and arguments and everything about the top 10 list of the scariest horror films, scariest Halloween films, scariest films of all time. And like I said, you could debate it, put it in the comments. Whatever I missed, put it in the comments. What you think is the scariest films that you ever saw, put it in the comments. But these are mine. So, I'm going to go from 10 to 1. 10 to 1. Not 1 to 10. 10 to 1. Number 10. Nosferatu. The original Nosferatu. Not the remake. Now, shout out to the remake, because the remake was a pretty decent remake. Pretty decent remake. But Nosferatu, the original. And here's why. Can you imagine what that was like in that time period? Sitting in the seat. This is at the time of silent films now. Silent films. You went on the acting, what the acting was like, what the mood was like, what the music is like, what the interpretation of the actors is like. That man looked like Dracula. That man personified Dracula. So he's walking around with his eyes to the camera, and he's in the crypt, and he's just like looking like yo. And I was just thinking in my head, look, that was a very long time ago. Can you imagine what those people were like sitting there in their seats watching that? The director used camera angles, to dictate his hands going over the lady's face and yo, That had to be insane. I'm just, you know what I mean? Like my mind is crazy when I think about these things. When I think about these things, I be thinking, yo, what it would have been like if I had saw it. That's kind of like crazy. That's kind of crazy of what it kind of could have been like back. But Nosferatu, the original, if you haven't seen it, go check it out. Also, go check out the original. Okay, that's number 10. Number 9, The Thing. And here's why. Like I said, we have had the argument about this. The Thing, and I was talking about this when it comes to CGI and special effects. CGI looks computerized. It looks computerized. It does. It looks like computers have done it, and they could make miraculous stuff. I think when you do a sci-fi film and you do a horror film, I think that's when you gotta kind of make your choice what you want to do. But in The Thing, when it was finally revealed of what those prosthetics look like, and the fake blood and everything, when it was just like, oh, like horrifying to look at. Like your eyes is like popping out of your head, like, oh, if anybody didn't see it, go check it out. The Thing. And we were talking about it at my job, and I didn't even think about that until somebody had said it. The Thing. Whoa, it looked crazy on film, and I got to kind of give it up to the special effects people that you just can't imagine your friends standing there. Your friends have become an alien, but your friends doing regular stuff. Yeah, man, yeah, just talking to you, whatever. And you saying, yo, man, yo, you know what I'm saying? Like, but this is gonna reveal who you really are. He's like, yo, I'm not taking that. All of a sudden, he takes it and his eyes just pop out of his head. And his skeleton just pops out of his neck. It's like, yo. Yeah. Shout out to, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to The Thing. The Thing was crazy. It had to go on the list. I don't look. Like I said, list is fluid. Like Stephen A. List is fluid. You could put that anywhere, but I put that against a lot of horror films. It was crazy. Okay, that's number 9. Number 8. It took me a very, very long time to think of should I put this on the list? We were wondering if Alien should have been on the list, because Alien was just wild as far as like what terrifying was. You know what I mean? But they put Alien in a sci-fi thriller. Sci-fi thriller, is it really a horror film? You make the judge. Aliens might be an honorable mention for sure. Honorable mention, but I picked this one because I think it needs to be mentioned. Number 8, the Amityville Horror. Number 1 is based on a true story. Number 2, I tell this story all the time whenever I talk about it, is that as kids, me and my brother, we up late at night. The Honeymooners was our thing before bed. The Honeymooners came on at 11 o'clock at night. We supposed to be in bed already, because my mom is like, look, man, y'all gotta go to bed now, because y'all know y'all gotta get up at 6 o'clock in the morning for school, for me to take you to school, and I don't want to hear nothing in the morning. But we like, please mom, can we watch it? We just like, okay, well, I don't want to hear nothing in the morning. Anyway, then the commercial comes on at night. Tomorrow night at 11:30. Tune in for the Amityville. Just the way it was, and the fucking eyes on the mirror, on the window of the house, and what the people look like going in the stairs, and you turn the light out and the doll is eyes glowing in the dark. As a kid, you watch that, how you gonna get to bed? Now I'm in the bed like this all night, half the night, looking at my brother's bed like, you ain't sleeping tonight. And that movie was crazy. That movie started off, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, shout out to The Conjuring, shout out to Insidious, shout out to Ghost Story, shout out to those little things. But I think the Amityville Horror, being the fact that it was based on a true story, based on a real house. When you find that out, that's kind of terrifying, y'all. That's kind of terrifying. That's kind of terrifying. You know what I mean? I'm saying scariest. We're not saying best. We just saying scariest. Amityville Horror, y'all. Get that under your belt. The original. The original. They made 100 others that are like, I don't know what they're doing, all this possession, evil spirits, whatever. But the original. Even part 2, The Possession. I used to watch that all the time on HBO. Crazy. Bam. So, moving right along. Number 7. The Evil Dead. Oh, yeah. And like I said, this is my list. I don't know what you got on yours. But maybe what I got on my list, you got on your list. And it might be in a different number. But 7, The Evil Dead. The Evil Dead. I watched that at my boy's house in the middle of the day. And we're watching it, and they're in a cabin, and then in the cabin, and then they're hearing all of this weird stuff, and things are running up to the house, and the house is eerie. It's in the middle of nowhere. Like, what kind of movie is this? Never see a trailer for it. Never saw a trailer for it. Watching it, we're just watching. All of a sudden, they're at all of a sudden they want to play cards. They're playing cards. All of a sudden they hear this eerie 3 of hearts, 5 of diamonds, 5 of clubs. Like, and when that lady turns around with that evil freaking face, and she's like, yo. As a kid, I could not get that out of my mind. I went home like, what the hell did I just watch? And you know, you at your boy's house, so you can't front. You can't front like you scared. That nervous laugh. Yeah, that was funny. Yeah. You was terrified. I was terrified. The Evil Dead, the original Evil Dead from the 80s. Okay, like the remakes are pretty good. Not gonna lie. Evil Dead 1 and 2. Back in the day, in the 80s, yo, those are insane. You gotta get those under your belt. The remakes are pretty good, not gonna lie. Remakes are pretty good, but nothing's like the original. Remember that whenever you watching remakes, watch the remake, but then find out about the original and watch that so you can compare. Okay, bam. Number 7, The Evil Dead. Number 6, listen's fluid, remember that. It. The original It. Like I said, be careful of remakes, because you think that that's the original. No. You gotta watch the original. Stephen King's It. The story is amazing. I can't wait for Welcome to Derry. The Welcome to Derry gonna be out, I think, this month. I think on the 26th, maybe. HBO Max. Check it out. It's gonna be good. I'm definitely gonna watch it. Anyway, this clown, and the clown, people are afraid of clowns. There's a real life, there's a real life phobia about clowns. Real life phobia about clowns. Horrifying. This story about this killer clown. And the thing about those is that don't care about children. Like, something about that. See, Jason didn't kill children. Michael Myers didn't kill children. It didn't targeted children. That's even more horrifying. Scary, scary, scary. The story, the dialogue, all of it is just a scary. You watch that at night and you watch it like this, yo, it'd be scary. You gotta put that in the top 10. You got to put that in the top 10. Okay, with number 6, man. We're going. I'm telling you, this is long. Number 5. And look, we're going to get into the top 5 now. Nightmare on Elm Street. You better stop playing with me, man. You better stop playing with me. It's hard to put slasher films in the most terrifying category. To put it in the scary category. Because, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, Jason could have been scary. Yeah, Jason's kind of scary. Yeah, the Terrifier. Yeah, it is kind of scary. Yeah, sometimes it's a little bit scary depending on your threshold of scary. But Freddy Krueger, man. Freddy Krueger, just the story itself. Wes Craven, may he rest in peace. May he rest in peace. The story about a child murderer. Like I said, anything to do with children is like, yo, it's taboo. It's like, dang. It's like, dang, you don't even care about kids, do you? Nightmare on Elm Street. I tell you, as a kid, yo, nothing like it. Nothing like it. Krueger saying that he was a child murderer before he died. And then the parents hunt him down and burn him alive. Now he's coming back not in your dreams, not even to kill you, to kill your offspring, to go after your children that you hold dear. You know what I mean? Crazy. And look, everybody gotta sleep. Everybody gotta go to bed. It's always at night. It's always in the dark. That's a crazy person to have antagonizing your life is Fred Krueger. Freddy Krueger, the best out of Michael, Jason, Chucky. Look, you can debate it if you want. It's Fred Krueger, man. It's Freddy freaking Krueger. I don't care what you say. The Terrifier, man, splits you half to the bone. But Freddy will kill you in a unique way and in a colorful way and mess your life up before it ultimately kill you. You gotta be Freddy Krueger. Nightmare on Elm Street. Number 5. Number 4. The Shining. Oh yeah. The Shining. You gotta put it there. Shining might be close to 2 or 1. It taking me a while to think about it. Telling me a while to. The Shining just was. What the hell's going on? You still don't really know fully about what this Shining was really all about. I gotta kind of look at what this Shining was really all about all this. I forgot what they call sleepers. I don't know. I don't even know if I'm saying it right. I don't even know what the movie's hardly about. It's just about a guy that loses his mind. He goes there, he loses his freaking mind. A lot of things are going on in this hotel, and then what happened in this room, whatever. Look, it's up for interpretation. But Jack Nicholson, he crushed that role. The Shining. Gotta get it under your belt if you've never seen it. Like I said, this is the month to watch it. This is the month to watch them in. They got them on Tubi, got it on Peacock, HBO Max, Netflix. Get these horror films under your belt if you can stomach them. Number 3. Now we're going to the top 3. Halloween, man. Halloween. Because it's Halloween month, because it's called Halloween, this was a debate. This was a debate at my job about who is just the way the story was told, the way the movie was, the way it scared you, the way it got you to the brink of like you like, yo, number part 1, 2, I said 1, 2, 4, and 5 are the greatest Halloween films. 1, 2, 4, and 5. Season of the Witch was not a bad film. It didn't have nothing to do with Michael though. But it still was an ill story. I still thought it was an ill story, to be honest with you. I thought it was an ill freaking story though. About Season of the Witch. Just about the mask that was on the children being brainwashed. It was ill. Part 3 Season of the Witch was ill. But Halloween, the original, that you didn't even know who this man was. You didn't know it was the boogeyman. You didn't know if he was a ghost. You didn't know if he was the devil. You didn't know if he was like some dude, but just wouldn't die. Just couldn't die. And the reason why it's on the list, you know why it's on the list, right? The best and the greatest and the scariest movie theme of all time is that freaking piano. I told my coworker, I said, go home, turn off the light, and turn that on full blast and tell me you don't feel some type of way about that. You're gonna turn the light back on. You're gonna turn the light back on if you hear that. If you hear that anything in the dark, it's gonna scare the living daylights out of you. That's why it's on the list. And like I said, whatever I miss, you put it in the comments. But Halloween, whatever one that is your favorite. They started messing up at the end, and that's another story for another time. You know what I'm saying? They did really just truly mess it up. Michael did not go out with a bang, but he might not be dead yet. So stay tuned. Anyway, we're coming down to the number 1. Number 2. The Omen. Oh yeah. Like I said, you got your own list. I got mine. The Omen. The original Omen. The Omen. You scared the crap out of me, man. And then back then, everything was about Satan. Everything was about, you know what I'm saying? Because everything was about God and Jesus Christ and, you know, trying to be holy and stuff. You telling me that Satan is on earth and he's a little boy and he got the mark of the beast on it. Ooh, like you get goosebumps thinking about that. As a kid, we watched it. You know what I'm saying? 1, 2, and 3, like the conflict was ill because he became president of the United States. This is, you know what I mean? The son of the devil. Like, what? Crazy. I was thinking Rosemary's Baby. I was thinking about that. I was thinking those things of what to put on this list. There's a lot of things to put on the list, but I'm telling you the ones that terrified me. Scary freaking soundtrack. The soundtrack sounded like church. With church used to scare you a little bit as a kid with that all of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? What? Mom, let's get out of here. Mom, let's get out of here. This is crazy. This is crazy. The Omen. Get it under your belt, man. Crazy film. Crazy film. 1, 2, and 3. And anything that's kind of close to reality is insane. Insane. Anyway, now we're here. The number 1 horror film of all time. We already know what that is. As a kid, I might have seen this movie like maybe, I could say on my hand, I saw it 3 times. I think I saw it like 3 times. I can't even remember a lot of times I saw it. I think it's only 3. I think I saw it twice on TV. I didn't rent it. I think it just came on TV. I saw it twice on TV. And later on in the future, they put out the uncut version, and like me and five of my friends went to see it in the theater. You know what I mean? And even in the theater, we were just like, whew, this is amazing, man. The Exorcist, it's unmatched. It's unmatched. It's unmatched. I don't care what you say. It is unmatched. It's unmatched. It's unmatched. Imagine, and this has not happened in the history of cinema. It hasn't happened. It only happened twice that I heard of. It only happened twice. The second time was Passion of the Christ. Passion of the Christ. I was working at a theater. Then I had left that theater and I was going to go back to working at that theater again. People were running out of that theater, collapsing, falling, crying, losing their minds over what the depiction of Christ of Mel Gibson with that. Anyway, to say that is to say this. The Exorcist, people were running out of the theater, screaming, crying, collapsing, falling out. Because at the time, everything was just about the Lord and Christ and the goodness of Jesus and the televangelists and you know what I'm saying? And Frederick Price and all these people that talked about the love of God. And then you finally get to see a depiction of what Satan does to a person. I went to see it, and she wasn't supposed to. And she always said, oh, that's the reason you came out the way you was. You know, that was just a funny, you know what I'm saying? That was just a funny thing in the family, a funny joke. It's like, Mom, you're like, nobody told you to go see it. You went on your own accord. You know what I mean? My mother saw it then. I don't even know if she ever, may she rest in peace. I don't think she ever saw it again. She might have saw it again after that on TV. Maybe twice. She saw it in the theater. She might have saw it later on in life. That might have been it. Because it's that type of movie that, look, you don't need to see it but a few times to get it under your belt. That movie is terrifying. You know what I'm saying? Like the original. Like they did make a remake. And the remake was kind of ill. Nothing beats the original. Because that movie, the part 3 got maybe like the scariest jump scare in history. I might have to put something out that says that. The scariest jump scare. The one that freaking jumps you out of your underwear. The Exorcist. The Exorcist is just crazy. It's just crazy. It might be something to watch again. You might not want to watch it again after that. But that is my list. My list of the scariest horror films of all time. Happy Halloween, everybody. It's Jerry is at the movies. Tune in again where you know I'm going to have other stuff popping. I've been gone for a while, yo, because I just been getting my mind right, trying to get my life right, y'all. Trying to look better, feel better. It's about mental health. It's about feeling good about yourself. This is Halloween. Have fun, everyone. Have fun with these scary movies. And just remember, it's just a movie. It's just a movie. It's just a movie. But evil does exist. But here's the thing about these movies. We always triumph at the end, don't we? Because God is good and God will never forsake you. And that's my message. And you know my slogan. So what are you watching?